ojoojúmọ́ ni màá ṣọpẹ́ fún ìfẹ́ tèmi ọ̀rẹ́ mi.
Hi guys!
Hey people!
Welcome back to our channel.
Ayope and Ayo.
Ayo.
Sorry, did I
and
just
Ayope.
touch you? I touched you in the wrong place. Let's do that
You're
again.
my husband.
Ayope.
Doesn't matter. Is any place a wrong place?
Okay, welcome back to our channel, guys. Ayope and Ayo.
Yep. Ayo and Ayope.
And together we're called...
You guys say it?
Ayope.
Ayope. Nice.
Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we have our t-shirts on.
But I hope they'll be able to see it the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Be able to see it. So, obviously, I've been hers since 12/10/2013.
Yeah.
12/10/2013, and she has been mine since 12/10/2013.
Yeah.
It has been 5 years, y'all. 5 amazing years.
5 amazing years.
5 years with this, troublesome woman.
5 years with this equally as troublesome man.
But still an angel. So
Yes.
5 years with this troublesome angel. It has been 5 amazing years.
Yeah, I mean, we're just celebrating our anniversary, and it's so surreal because, like basically, when I look at, I always say this: when I look at years, I look at children. So I just think of a 5-year-old child and how much they've developed, how much they've grown, and it's just amazing to see, and it can only be God.
It can only be God. It's been
God.
5 years. So today we just want to share with you, real quick, hopefully, things that we have learned in the 5 years. So the title of the video is
5 learns in
5 years of marriage.
Yeah.
So you might want to get your pen and paper.
Yeah.
You might want to listen. You might want to get your popcorn because we're going to be sharing some truths.
It's a bit of a chit
By the
chat.
way, we've not rehearsed this video or anything, so we're just going to be saying
That's the thing.
truth. I'm going to be hearing
No, wait,
from
because
her for
the
the
way
first
you
time.
say it, we don't rehearse any video.
But I mean,
the thing is, he doesn't know my 5 learns.
yeah.
And I don't know his 5 learns. So we might be a shocker. It might be a shocker. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We got 5 years, baby. So we love each other
5
either
years.
way.
We've tried.
We don't
We've
try.
tried. I remember the first video we did. Well, not the first video, but one of the first few videos was our 3-year anniversary. And 2 years have passed since then.
I wonder if we're gonna talk about
They were
the same things.
maybe I can't even remember what that video was. But let us go. So 5 learns in 5 years of marriage.
Lego. The first thing I learned is that, or I've learned over the years, and I'm still learning this one, is that my husband, my dear husband here, he's not a mind reader. So I shouldn't expect him to be. Now, I am the type of person, or God help me, I was the type of person, I'm still learning, that, I would want something, I would need something, but I wouldn't tell Ayo. I'll be like, he should know. He's my husband. He should know me so well that, he should do this at this time. But is he God? Is he a mind reader? No, he's not. So I need to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I need to give him the slack. And I feel like that is something that a lot of women do. Not all women do it. We just expect our husbands to be, while he's our man and he's our Superman, he can't know all things. He's not God, So if you want something, say it. If you need something, say it. And let your husband know so you guys can both be on the same page. Yeah.
So when you say obviously I'm not, so are you going to apologize for the times when for the times when we've had an argument or
Okay,
a
I'm
quarrel?
sorry.
Because unfortunately I could not read your mind.
Ma binu, I love you. I love you.
So I couldn't read her mind.
And the thing is, that's how bad it was. I would get so irate and so, annoyed. And then by the time we go to the bottom of the issue, I'll say, but you should have done this. And then I was like...
But you never said, though.
So, God help me.
But to be fair, I think, in as much as you're not a mind reader, there are certain things that one has to be somewhat proactive about, isn't it? So, but it's not in all cases. It's not in everything. Obviously, you want me to do certain things. So there's certain things that I, as a dad and as a husband should pick up. For example, if I feel like you're going to be late to pick up Mickey, I should be asking you, or I should be going ahead of
And
you.
saying, I'm going to
get
get
Mickey for you.
Yeah.
Now, it was things like this that sometimes we actually had some arguments about. Because she's
Mm-hmm.
like, I expected you to have gone to pick Mickey. But then I'm like, okay, you didn't ask and you didn't know what I was doing as well.
Exactly.
Perhaps I was running late as well. And okay, you mentioned that you were running late. And I'm like, okay, let us look for other alternatives. Because I had calculated that I wouldn't be there on time.
Yeah.
But she was waiting for me to bring it up to say, okay, I'll help you get Mickey. And to be fair, this helping of getting Mickey, we actually had this argument a few times when she initially started nursery. But then it was, I kept saying to her that I'm not necessarily helping you. I believe Mickey is my daughter as well.
Yeah.
And when I am chanced, like I'm always looking for the opportunity to actually pick her up.
Yep, that's true.
That's true. In cases like that, I guess she doesn't need to read my mind, or I don't need to read her mind. So in cases like that, I need to be able to apply myself to say, baby, okay, I got you. Let me get Mickey for you.
Yeah.
Let me help you drop her. I can go a little later today, because then as of then, she was working as well. She wasn't in maternity. Like now, she's been in maternity. I cannot wait for her to go back to work. She's been in maternity. She doesn't want to go back.
I do maternity again.
Stop. Stop. Okay. Nice. So you've learned that. So that's why you're now you say things more.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. So my first learn, or what I've learned in these 5 years of marriage, and I think it's going to be more about, I think my own points are more about myself as against you. So it's what I've learned about myself. And the first thing for me is I've learned how selfish I am. Or how selfish I was.
Okay.
Because I believe I'm in the process of transitioning from selfish, to selfless. And I always tell you how selfless you are. So in this case now, there's been many situations where I've realized that that was actually selfish of you. And I remember in the past we had a few disagreements as well, and a few misunderstandings because of things like this. And I'll give you a perfect example. An example would be, obviously, my wife, we've established, is the cook. Okay, so she makes food for the house.
We try.
So even though one time I remember she made one amala like that. You know what?
Leave it as that. We try. Now the work we they do. We leave it like that.
She made one amala. But anyways, let's just say I had to eat the amala in love. Anyway, so my wife cooks amazing. She makes amazing food, good food. And whenever she cooks, obviously you don't cook for yourself alone. You cook for the house. So if this was even before children came into the picture, so I'm probably talking about the first 2 years, first 2 years in marriage. So children have come into the picture. Before children came into the picture, she would cook. Before I get back to work, it's a case of, what do you want to have? Or it's a case of, let me surprise you. And she's made something already. Sometimes, immediately I come back. Do you want to eat first? Do you want to have your bath first? So there was always that element of, I'm not just thinking about myself. Now, until I gradually started changing, when I had the opportunity to cook, I would cook for myself. Do you remember? We're still in our little flats then.
I remember.
We're in our little flat in Dartford, and I would cook for myself, and then she would come back and say, what are we eating? Or what are you eating? And I'm like, I've eaten, don't bother about me. And she's like, what about me? You didn't even think about me. You didn't even ask about me. And then in my mind, I'm like, you didn't tell me you wanted anything. So I guess this even goes back to what you were saying about mind reading or not mind reading. But then I was supposed to, if I wasn't selfish, think about her as well. But I guess I was also thinking that, I'm not really the cook. I don't think my standard of cooking can measure to yours. So it was a case of, if you want to go back, you can always cook for yourself. And, so we had those misunderstandings a few times. It happened a few times. Like, I would cook for myself. Yeah. And to be fair, and this is why I said, I am still in the process. Because I think it happened recently as well.
Yeah. I just didn't want to say, but... Yeah.
So it happened recently.
Let me tell you what happened.
But no, okay. So
let me tell you when you were working from home.
Yeah, so I was working from home, and I when I was working, I said, baby, what are you making for breakfast? I want to have something real quick. And I was like, can you make noodles for me? Indomie. Do you know Indomie? So I'm like, can you make noodles for me? And then she said, okay. Now I kept on working. You know, I was on the phone. I was doing stuff, and then after about an hour, I asked her. I was like, "Oh, you know, where's the Indomie? Where's the noodles?" And she's like, "Oh, I've not made it." I'm like,
I'm hungry.
"But I'm hungry."
Yeah.
And then I went into the kitchen, yeah, and I made noodles for myself.
Bearing in mind, I hadn't eaten as well.
Okay, she hadn't eaten, and I made noodles for myself. And a minute before I finished, she's like, "Oh, baby, whatever you make for me as well." And I'm like, "Baby, I'm so sorry. Mine is done already, and I'm getting back to work." But I had to apologize because I could not make hers at that point.
I even thought he was joking. That's the thing. I thought he was joking.
And I
so
saw
I went
that
to the room that he was working in. I was angry. But I just bit my tongue. I said, maybe this guy is really busy. That he actually couldn't make.
No. Obviously, you need to give me some credit. Every time, since after the first few years, you know, afterwards, I kept applying myself. And it was not just food.
You were. But on this particular occasion, like, the Indomie was banging. It had onions, it had corned beef. Like, it was a real Indomie setting. So it was even paining me that, you know, I didn't have
Anyways,
some.
I still did that, you know, I'll make it up, you know, which I'm still making
No
up.
with Indomie, please.
But, yeah, not with Indomie. But it's not even just in food. It was in so many other things. You know, I'm putting my own clothes in the wash. I'm not putting hers in the wash. You know, that was the case. Or I'm tidying up and, you know, I just leave her things there. So it was.
But you've improved, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
You've
So, and that's
improved.
something I've learned. And as I said, I am still learning to do more of these things. Because, to be honest, you know, you've lived alone for a while. You know, live by yourself. You just do your own thing. So you cannot really blame anyone for being a little bit selfish. But with time
and with marriage will teach you.
it would actually teach you. So imagine how many, you know, arguments we had. And obviously, when she started pointing fingers at me, you know, you're actually being selfish. And I actually started thinking that perhaps I'm selfish.
Maybe.
And it's when you come to that realization that you can fix it. So when I came to that realization, I said, you know what, baby, I'm going to try. I don't want to be selfish. I know I love you. I know I care about you. You know, so I'll try my best. And I'm still trying my best.
Well done. Okay, I think my next learn is a bit of a point at my character as well. I think what I've been learning over the past 5 years is that we are on the same team. Now, as much as I can have my husband's back and we have each other's back on the same and we're on the same team, but I feel like on certain things closer to home, I think I still had that mentality of we're on different teams. So for instance, with children, with family, so with our extra family. So I used to be like why is this on your family and why not on my family? And I'll be like, why is this on Mickey or why is this on Maya and you're doing this and that? And
no, I think even initially, go on, sorry.
I think you used to be like, what are you talking about? It's one family.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Even down to these vlogs, like I used to be, I think that was a big bone of contention for us, baby. That's where we had a lot of arguments in the sense that I'll be like, oh, you did this and I did that. And you'd be like, but it's our vlog. It's our work. It's we are together on this. And I thought I understood that, you know, we're on the same team. But even though I understood it, I didn't understand it that it's overall with everything, you know, and I think that's something that I'm still learning, that, you know, in everything, we are on the same side. Yeah. You know?
So that being on the same team, and you were mentioning about family, initially, like for the first 2 years of marriage, you know, this was an issue for us because, you know, she kept on saying my family. And she kept on saying things like, oh, you know, my dad, my mom, obviously you have your dad and your mom, you have your family, my family. But I wanted this, you know, to be a whole family. And it had to do with, you know, also, you know, the in-law relationship, you know, what was happening on this side and what was happening on this side, you know, you're making a joke about my family.
Yeah, no, that would, no, because this my husband, he's very cheeky, you know. He's very cheeky. So I used to be like, stop making jokes. Don't make jokes. No, you can make jokes, but don't make jokes about my family. Don't make jokes.
And I'm like, you know that I make the same jokes about my family.
Which is true.
Do you understand? And that's how we are. You know, we say certain, you know, cheeky stuff. We say certain misyans, if you want to call it that way. But yeah, we're just joking. And, you know, I was trying to explain that, if you want to say, okay, yeah, it's my family, don't joke about it, obviously you're creating that restriction.
Yeah.
But with time she understands, she knows how to, and we call it whining. So
Yeah.
she knows how to wind me up as well, about certain things, about me or my family or about where I'm coming from.
Hey, I don't whine the family, because I know the family's watching. Mommy, I don't whine, no. Daddy, I don't whine, no. I don't whine, please. I mind my business.
So she does a bit of winding up. I do a bit of winding up as well. And it just brings in that togetherness. So yeah, your family is my family is yours. So there's no, as you said, we're on the same team. And we're one family now.
And I think that's a bit like, I feel like with marriage, that's one thing. The quicker you get to grips with it, the better.
Yeah.
See, your husband's brother is your brother. Yeah, so give him the same respect as you would give your husband. Your wife's sisters are your sisters. Don't create that separation, even with your in-laws. Even as far, like, one thing I love about our family, like, I love the fact that Mummy, Ayo's mum, loves my sisters as much as she loves me. You get what I mean? I love the fact that my family has a relationship with even Ayo's brothers as well. I like the fact that, we bring that, because you're actually all one family.
Yeah.
When our children grow up, I want our children to know cousins on both sides.
Yeah.
And I want even their cousins to be friends too, to be able to see each other and say, oh, that's my cousin's cousin. Or even say, that's my cousin too. Yeah. Because there's no splitting of family.
Yeah, because when you start splitting, then there's going to be that issue. And that's something that we want to attack from now.
From now.
So yeah, I think that's actually a very big, a big learn. Number 2 learn for me is that I have learned to let her win.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I have learned to let her win. Now, initially, the first 2-3 years of marriage, maybe, I was always about, I need to win. I was always about, I need to win the argument. I was always about, okay, my decision has to be final. I was always about,
Ayo's favorite phrase is, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
So I would always want to win. Do you understand? And in winning, I was losing certain things. I was losing her trust. In fact, I was losing her love. Because all I wanted to do was win. And then I remember there was one time where she was sort of crying. Well, not soft. She was crying. This one can cry for. She can cry for Africa. Cry me a river. So she was crying. And then, she was now like, she made a statement. You made a statement. I don't know if you remember. You're like, I am happy to make you unhappy.
Oh, yeah.
And then because I was saying that...
Man, I'm dramatic, Sha. I'm dramatic. I was like, you're happy to make me unhappy. You're happy to make me unhappy, isn't it?
And obviously that wasn't the case. But that was because I was saying things, to actually make her unhappy. Because I was saying things like, look, can't you remember when I used to say, you can never win with me?
Yeah.
I was like, you will lose. Yeah. I was like, you want to drag with me, you want to keep malice, yeah? I'm like, you want to keep I will show you. Like, I cannot believe this is how I was. I was like, I will show you. You want to keep malice? And I will go out, I will not come back. Or I would go, when I come back, I would go and shut myself somewhere. Because I was trying to really make a point.
You now be laughing on your phone. I'll be like,
I was trying to make a point. So, and that's because I wanted to win. So I was saying it to myself that until she comes, to beg me, until she comes to, say I am sorry, until she comes to make peace, I was not making any peace. Now, I was saying things as well, using harsh words just so that I can win, calling her names just so that she could break down. And as soon as I saw that she's breaking down, I was like, yes, I'm winning. And then I started saying it, that I'm winning. So I've learned to stop that. Because it was making her unhappy. And then at that point where she thought I was deliberately doing it, to make her unhappy. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm not that type of person, and I'm not a sadist, I should not be deriving happiness from her
sadness.
Unhappiness. So I began to address things. And if you watched, I can't remember what video, but one of the videos where we talked about who says sorry first. It was at this point I decided that I would say sorry first. And, that's why I kept coming back to you. Every little thing, I'll quickly come back to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I don't want this thing to prolong. You win. And I started saying things like, it was my fault. So when I started taking the blame for stuff, and then I realized that, that actually got you, and then you would say, no, baby, to be honest, it was my fault.
They will now be dragging of whose fault it was. It was me. It was me.
you know, and for me it was okay. So let her feel, not let her feel, just let her, win. I don't have to win the argument. I don't have to, because obviously the first to say sorry or the first to come back to make peace obviously has lost. And I guess this was a little bit of childishness, if you like, or a little bit of immaturity, and this happens in a lot of homes. So I made a decision from that day that I would say sorry first, no matter what it was, whether she was right or wrong, whether I was right or wrong. I'll say sorry. I'll be the first to make peace if need be.
Yeah.
And I'll just let her win. I'll let her have her way. So sometimes it's not all the time, but sometimes I just let her win as well, because I do not want to lose. You find out that you're winning arguments, but you're losing her love. You're winning
I was
arguments.
just gonna say that, baby.
Yeah, but you're losing her trust.
Yeah.
You're losing so many things, and that was quickly happening. And these were things that I was, because I'm very analytical. I was analyzing all of these things, and then I realized that you're losing your woman.
Yeah. Because I think I even read somewhere as well, if you like win in an argument, there's no winning if your partner's unhappy. So it's like you've both lost the argument anyway.
Yeah.
So what you said makes a lot of sense, baby. And this actually goes on to my next point, which is that I've actually learned to pursue peace. Now, when I say pursue peace, like, I think in 5 years, I think, baby, we have an idea, a rough idea of what makes each other tick. And the thing is, I know what makes my husband tick, and I know what makes him happy.
Yeah.
Now, in those early days, even still up to a good few years ago,
a good few years ago. We've only been married for a few years.
No, okay, let's say I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
Like
It's
we've been
5,
married
not
for 20
50.
years.
It might be. Oh, sorry. So, like, let's say not quite recently. I'm just trying to work out
a few months ago.
A year ago. Okay, so basically, I know that if we're having an argument or if anything, I know how to get Ayo back. I know how to I can just be all up on him and be, oh, baby, sorry. But me, being the naughty girl that I am, I'll still be doing silent treatment. People, I don't know how to explain this enough. Silent treatment is not good.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on both sides. Some people even say it's more women than men. I don't even think it's true. It's both sides. It's malicious and it doesn't sort anything out. So, yeah, in pursuing peace, you might say, because that's what I would say, I'm just going to mind my own business. Let me not rile him up even more. I'm not going to talk at all. But that not talking at all is silent treatment.
Yeah.
And that's not pursuing peace. So I've realized that in my marriage, I don't know about you, I need to pursue peace at all costs. If it means me looking like the fool in quotes.
That's it. That's the point.
If it means me going to say sorry and I'm not sorry, I will do it because I'll rather have peace in my home. I'll rather be chilling and Netflixing with my man than be forming happy upstairs while he's downstairs.
Yeah.
And our children are now running in between us.
Yeah.
It doesn't want it. It doesn't want
As our Nigerian aunties
will say, it doesn't want it.
I mean, I think that point is really key about looking like the fool.
And it's when I say the fool in quote.
Yeah.
The fool to who? Who are you going to tell about it? What, you're going to tell your mom? You're going to tell your friends? Oh, I did this. It's them that will call you a fool, but it's them that will go back to their husbands and do the same things. So don't mind anybody.
Yeah.
You do what. One thing that I remember your mom said to me one time, do what's best for your marriage. So if it works for those two, it might not work for you, but do what is best for your own marriage. Yeah?
Yeah, I think this is really key. Pursue peace. So just have it at the back of your mind that, I want to make peace. No matter what it's going to cost me.
Exactly.
It's going to cost you your pride. It's going to cost you your independence. It's going to cost you ego, whatever it is. And yes, look like a fool. You're looking like a fool before your husband. You're looking like a fool before your man. And to be honest, no one sees you as a fool.
No one sees you as a fool.
It's people outside that can talk. And that's if you're actually letting them know.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this is I guess, as you said, it was bouncing off my point. So that's it. So imagine two of us have now made a decision, to just pursue peace, to just make peace. So when something happens, we quickly want to get back
Resolve
together.
It, exactly.
Not the one that I remember one time do you remember one period where we were writing letter? You're writing letter, your food is on the table. We're not talking. She writes a note, she give it to me, your food is on the table.
Oh,
imagine.
God. In a marriage, like, come on.
Yeah, or sometimes you will now be sending your children You know, I don't know if we've gotten to that stage where we're sending, you know, you're sending
No,
your
but
children.
one time I used scope though. He actually sent Michaela. Michaela came to me. She was like, "Mummy, Daddy said he's sorry."
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, "Wow, this is a new one. This is a real new one." But you know what? That brought the peace back.
Yeah.
So anything. I read somewhere. I was reading on Instagram. Where was I reading? How someone shared, she was saying the story of how her husband played Adekunle Gold to bring about peace. He just played it on YouTube and they started being friends. Anything you like, do. Anything that works for your family, do. Yeah. Because no one is going to be there, you know, to pick up the pieces.
Follow peace or pick up the pieces.
Uh-huh.
Let's end it that way.
Let's end it like that.
So I think this video has gone a little long. So I think what I propose we do is let us split it. So at the moment I think we've said 5 because you've said
no, I've said 3
and I've said 2. So we've said 5, and so let's leave the other 2. Let's capture the other 2 in another video, just so it's not too long. So it's 5 learns in 5 years of marriage. So this is the part 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do the part 2 and let it be a follow-up. So you need to watch the part 1 first. After you watch the part 1,
then you see the part 2.
Okay, and you need to wish us happy anniversary.
Yeah, you do.
And you need to buy our songs.
Yeah.
Please go on iTunes if you love us, you love what we do, you want to support us in any way, you know. Go and buy the songs on iTunes. There's Ayope by Ayo Davis or by Ayo Love Me, you know. And then there's
okay.
And then there's Awesome God, okay, by Ayo Davis. There's God of Abundance by Ayo Davis.
Yeah.
And you know, very soon there's gonna be a new song coming out.
There's gonna be a new track.
It's gonna be a new track.
Y'all need to wait for
that
it.
One is gonna bless you.
That one is gonna be a banger.
I've invested a lot of time, effort, you know, in prayer and worship about it. You know, yeah. So yeah, support us. You know, support us,
guys.
Buy this music.
Come on.
It's 99p.
Just 99p.
Or some 79p on iTunes. So support us. Let's quickly sing our welcome song. Baby. So if you're here for the first time, we usually welcome our new subscribers and sing a welcome song for you.
And if you're here for the first time, because you've come here on our 50th anniversary, you have to invite 5 friends as well.
5 friends. And subscribe to our channel. 1, 2, 3. We're glad you came. We welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through marriage, faith, and life. Said we're glad you came.
We're glad you came.
We welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through marriage, faith, and life. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.